Do you remember when video games used to be about having fun? Hey everybody, it's your guy and your pal and your favorite propagandist, Gardiner, the Linux gamer. There's a lot to be said about Valve's Artifact. That's the name of the game. There's a lot to be said about this game. Not a lot of time to say it, so spoiler alert, this game is not worth your time or attention. But let's talk about why that is. The first thing is that, well, the game feels deliberately frustrating. It's intended to piss you off, honestly. I played a couple matches against a bot on a live stream on twitch.tv/Zondak. And after I played the first two tutorial missions, it ended up, I only won one game afterwards, which is ridiculously frustrating. I've played the game for, according to Steam, 5 hours. And the problem is that in that time, I've only won 3 matches. 3 matches in 5 hours, and I've probably played 16 matches, maybe? I don't know what the exact number is, but 16 matches sounds about right. I've won 3. Now, it could just be that I just suck at this kind of game, but I don't think that that's it. I feel like the game was deliberately designed to piss you off because, well, there are a lot of things. The first problem is that the game is $20. Now, I'm not one of these butthurt guys who believes every game needs to be free to play. In fact, if you listen to the podcast I did with Raven just a little while ago, you'll know that I was actually defending Valve for charging $20 for this game. But the issue is that actually feels like an underhanded move on Valve's part, right? You pay $20, you get a copy of the game. You get booster packs that come along with it, right? Those booster packs, you get like 10 of them. Okay, whatever. But before you get to actually open your booster pack, the game says, by redeeming these free booster packs, you are giving up your right to an automatic refund. Even if you haven't played the game for 2 hours, or even if it's like 2 weeks or whatever the deadline is, even if that hasn't happened yet, by redeeming your booster packs, you are giving up your right to an automatic refund from Valve. Okay, so here's why this sucks. Because you get these 10 free booster packs. Valve is like, oh, hey, if you open these, guess what? You can't get a refund. And the game is deliberately frustrating. And at this point, you've played 2 games, or maybe 3, right? You've done the 2 tutorials, which they were the only 2 games I had played, and I won both of them, handedly. The tutorials were meant to show you what the game is like to play once you've invested money in buying cards. Which is super duper underhanded in my opinion, because you forfeited your right to a refund and now you go and play a game and you lose. And then you lose again. And the computer player always seems to have better cards, better spells, better improvements for their tower and for their heroes. And you're sitting here like, how the hell am I getting my ass handed to me right now? Like, I've unpacked these 10 booster packs. I have like a preset deck of cards that the game has given me. I don't understand why the computer player is always kicking my ass, right? So you go in and you try to edit your decks, right? Which is fine. Editing decks, I think that's a cool idea. So I go in and I try and edit my deck. And I tried to edit one of the pre-built ones. And what the game fails to tell you in the editing menu is that the pre-built decks you can't edit because you don't own the cards that are in the pre-built decks. So you can play with the pre-built decks without owning the hero cards that are a part of that deck. You can't modify that pre-built deck because you don't own the heroes. So, each one of these decks feels, almost powerful enough to actually beat a computer player. But the issue is that you go into these matches and the computer just kicks your ass. Now people are going to be like, yo, Gardiner, why are you playing against a bot? Play against a person. I don't want to play against a person. I am an antisocial person. I have social anxiety about playing a game of cards with a stranger on the internet, even if I don't have to voice chat with them. I don't want to do that. That's not how I play. The computer player, I tried putting it on even like the basic difficulty, and it still kicked my ass. It still seemed like the computer player just had better cards and better luck than I had. I refuse to spend money, extra money on this game, right? I don't want to even buy a booster pack for $1.99. That just seems wrong to me. That makes me crazy mad, dude. The entire structure of the game at this point feels like it's designed that you have to pay extra money in order to get cards that are actually worth anything. But if I had that card, I'd be having a blast. Now, I've played Magic before. I understand how the rules of Magic work more or less. I've played with multiple friends on many occasions, and the fact that you have to buy booster packs in those games, it kind of makes sense to me, right? Because you want to have these cards, you want to like upgrade your decks and be able to, compete. The issue that I have with this is that these aren't real cards, and the game never adequately informs you about what cards you have in your deck, as far as I'm concerned. The interface just feels slightly too obscure. Everything just feels like it's just slightly beyond your grasp, right? Like you go to investigate like what cards are in the hand you want in the deck you want to play, and it just feels off. There's just something off about it, Another thing that really irritates the crap out of me is when you're playing the game, and the opponent plays a card, let's say a spell card, right? The spell card is deployed and it like floats across the screen and it reveals itself, and then immediately after it reveals yourself, boom, Thunderstrike or whatever the attack is that happens. And it just feels like there's no situational awareness whatsoever. The game's tutorial didn't do an adequate job of explaining where your cards go, where your heroes go when they die, or how long it's going to take before a hero card can be redeployed on the battlefield. So I'm left just kind of fumbling around, feeling like I don't know what's going on and getting my ass kicked the whole time. And I feel like all of this bad design, I feel like it's all on purpose, right? You've invested your money, $20 into this game, right? And you're told straight up, if you redeem the booster packs that come free with the purchase of the game, then you're not eligible for a refund anymore. And at that point, you've only really played the tutorials, so you're like, whatever, I'm just gonna, I'll get more cards and this is gonna be great. You don't own the cards that you play with in the tutorial, first of all. And then you get some of those cards through the booster packs. And then apparently the computer players have way more and better cards than you have. And you're sitting here having spent $20, having played through a game that is by design, all the little animations and sound effects and the game feel, it's designed to be addictive to that personality type that is susceptible to addiction like that. And you're sitting there and you're like, well, maybe I'm going to buy some more cards because I'm sick of being pissed off. That's bullshit, in my opinion. It's bullshit. And I'm very disappointed in Valve for this. Now, I'm not one of these Valve fanboys, okay? Like, I've been critical of Valve. And I've followed Artifact's development kind of on a peripheral level. I'm aware that there's drama in the community, but I've paid little mind to it, right? I went into this game with an open mind. I was excited that there was a new Valve game, and I wanted it to be great. I was really excited when I started the live stream to play Artifact. And within an hour of playing the game, I was disappointed. Disappointed is the term I would use, right? But the longer I played the game, and I've played it for about 5 hours now, The more I see design decisions that are, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but these bad design decisions feel like they're on purpose. They feel like they're meant to manipulate you into spending more money. And, you know, that's, you know, you can have people who are going to like say, oh, well, if the game was free to play, then that would be okay. It's never okay to manipulate people. It's never okay. I am very disappointed in Valve for this game. It just hurts my soul, you know? The tutorial is meant to show you what the game looks like or what the game plays like once you've invested $50 into buying cards. And even when you go into the deck builder and use cards that you have, that you got from those booster packs at the beginning of your purchase, even when you go in and use cards you own and not spend any more money, you still get your ass kicked by the computer. I'm very disappointed in this game. I wish that things were different. I hope that the other games Valve have coming down the pipeline are actual games and not frustration fests of manipulation. But seeing this game, seeing how it performs, that's another thing. It doesn't perform great on my computer. I'm just disappointed. And it has robbed me of whatever faith I had in, you know, the hypothetical Half-Life 3 or a Portal 3 or a, you know, Ricochet 3. I'm just disappointed. I wish that this game was better. I wanted to like it. I came with an open mind and my hopes were dashed. Yeah. Don't really know how to end this video, except to say that Valve, if anyone from Valve are watching right now, I want to know what you were thinking. Like, if you were part of this design team, like, what were you thinking? Because this is such a disappointment, and it's such a letdown, and it feels like wholly unethical. And from what I've heard about the development, this was like the thing that got everyone at Valve excited. I don't know. I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think about Artifact? Have you played it, or have you objected to the mere premise of the title? Let me know in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter at @TheLinuxGamer. If you believe in the work that I do, you can support the show with a monthly contribution over on Patreon, or you can hit that like button. But no matter what you do, whether you hit that like button or share this video with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to see more from me, the Linux Gamer. And as always, thanks for watching.